Pineapple and pepper jam has become one of our very favorite things, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to make. First off, we're going to drain all the juice from the pineapple. There'll be enough left in there to do what we need. We're going to cut up the peppers and take the seeds out. We're going to put them in a food processor and chop them up very fine. I'm using red, yellow, orange, and green peppers. Makes it very pretty. Take the bits and let them drain as well. You'd be surprised how much comes out of these peppers. Takes about 20 minutes. I've got 15 half-pint jars heating up in my water bath canner, and it's very important that they are hot because the liquid we're going to be putting in them is very hot. Now for making jams and jellies, I use this great big cast iron enamel covered Dutch oven. It distributes the heat so well, it's perfect. Now to it I'm adding 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 10 cups of sugar, along with the pineapple and the peppers. Now for the pineapple, I'm using a combination of crushed and tidbits. And that's the way we like it. We want most everything to be in tiny, tiny bits. But every now and then I want a chunk of pineapple. So we use them both. I found a piece of the pepper that hadn't been chopped up, so I pulled it out. Now this little spatula just wasn't cutting it. So I switched to a big wooden spoon. And it's important to get this stirred the best you can. I've got my heat on medium-high. I want to bring this up to a boil, and it doesn't take long. But it's important to get the sugar mixed in so that it starts melting. It doesn't take it long to come up to a boil, and I want to make sure that this is a boil that I cannot stir down, which just means even though I stir, it's going to keep boiling. And at that point, I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. Now, as it cooks, you'll see that there's a foam that comes to the top. And this is just some of the yucky that needs to cook out. Now, I'll skim off as much as I can. It's not going to hurt it, but it makes it a prettier product if you don't have all this in there. The one thing I have learned in jam and jelly making is to let it boil. Don't be afraid to let this happen. It's very important to the process. After 10 minutes, I'm going to add in my pectin. And I use Hoosier fruit pectin. But you dump it in all at once. Mix it in, and then let it come back to a boil. And once it's back to that rolling boil, you want to set your timer for 1 minute. At the end of that time, take it off the heat. And it can sit right here while you get your jars ready. Now I'm going to work in batches, and I usually do half the jars at the time because I don't want my jars to be cooling down very much while I'm trying to put this hot liquid in it. If they cool and the liquid's hot, you increase your risk of the jars breaking. And I'm going to fill these to within about a 1/4 inch of headspace. Once I have my headspace set, I'm going to wipe the rims with white vinegar. And this will make sure, or help make sure, that your lids will stick. Anything left on that rim will decrease the chance of you having a successful seal. You'll find that holding a paper towel or a towel of some sort in one hand while wiping the other will keep you from getting your little fingers burned. Ask me how I know. Then we add the lids and the rings, and these are going to be tightened to fingertip tight. Once the whole batch is ready, we're going to put it back in the canner, and these will can at 10 minutes at a full rolling boil, and then we'll turn the canner off, take off the lid, and let everything rest for about 10 minutes before we take them out. Now we'll let these sit for at least 18 to 24 hours. I will take the rings off when I get ready to store them, and I will label them with what it is and the date that it was made before I put them in the pantry room. And there you have it, sweet and ready to enjoy.